Hey, good morning. It's Cliff Baker from Hillbilly Hippie Honeybees. Yesterday we had a group come down the theKanawha Valley Homeschool Outdoor Club to our teaching yard and learn quite a bit about honeybees. Lots of great questions, lots of fun, lots of unique questions at that when you have a lot of little kids running around. So stick around and see what we got into. The other thing I'd like to ask you for is prayer for my brother's David, his father-in-law. As you all probably remember from our honey pool video, Old Man River, Dave Arthur, he is having some health issues, and we just ask for your prayer. Lift him up in prayer for us so that we can get him healthy and get him back out doing his thing as well. So stick around, watch this video, lift him up in prayer, and let's have a good time here.
Alright, so again, my name's Cliff Baker. I'm fourth-generation beekeeper. Those of you that are late, you'll have to pick up on the story on how we got into this teaching here on a FEMA lot. You can see it kind of just says, okay, you can use it as long as you use it. Okay, we can do that. So, but that's one of the things we wanted to do anyway. So this seems to be a pretty big ask on what is this. So this is called a smoker, and we put that in there. What it does is it simulates a forest fire, and we do this to calm them down. When we puff smoke on them, what it does is they go straight into their hive, and they start eating as much honey as they can. They start getting as much bee bread out as they can, because what they're thinking in their mind is there's a forest fire, our home's getting ready to burn down, and we're going to have to leave. And so they do that so that they can take it all with them, and then so that they can start a new home someplace else. It'd be just like you all. You think your house is getting ready, so you start boxing stuff up, right? Start boxing up your toys, all that important stuff. So that's what this is. So we're definitely going to use them there, all right? So we'll talk about a few things before we get into the bees. And I've got suits where everybody we can take turns, and we'll get in there and we'll look at them. But some things about honeybees. Honeybees are not native to the United States. They sure are, and this makes it a little bit easier for us to learn a little bit. So honeybees are not native to the United States. They were brought here by the settlers back when they came over here, in the 1700s. And so all the boring bees that people try to kill all the time, that bore into wood, bumblebees, and we've got like 360 some different pollinators here in the United States. So that's what is an actual pollinator here in the United States. And while I would love to stand here and tell you that yes, we had a 60 to 70% loss of honeybees nationwide between this past fall and now. They're not really the most endangered. The most endangered are your bumblebees, are your carpenter bees, are the flies and the wasps and all these things that people are trying to kill all the time, right? And so as far as the honeybees go, so as you look over here, we have every one of these is a different colony of bees. Each one of those have one queen and about 60 to 100,000 bees in each hive, depending on the size, all right? Depending on what's going on. Now they're going to start declining in numbers here soon because we're getting closer to fall and into winter, and as that happens, so that they don't have to feed as many mouths through the winter, they start to decline in numbers, and all the male bees that are called drones, they kill them. They kill them off, and all that's in there through the fall, through the spring are female bees. So females do all the work. And so the males, all they do is lay around and eat, and So sounds familiar, right? And so so that's what's going on. It is not a monarchy. The queen does not rule the roost like we would think. It is a democracy. If we could act like them and work like them, we would be a much better society ourselves. They vote on everything. And so even when they swarm, that's when they split and they end up producing another queen, so forth and so on. They vote on where they're going. So that being said, when they need more bees, they tell her to lay more eggs. Anybody know how many eggs that she lays per day during this time of the year?
1,000?
You're close.
You said that's the same thing.
1,500 to 2,000 eggs per day.
Jeez, that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of egg laying, right? So a queen, she'll only live for about, they've seen them live up to 7, but 3 to 4, maybe 5 years if she's good and productive. To be a good beekeeper, when we start seeing the production go down, we do kill the queen and we requeen. That's just part of it, right? It's part of doing what we are supposed to do. But again, you can pass this around and look at this, and I'll get a couple more of these out. But that shows, you want to look at that? You want to look at that? Just don't pop it out of there for me. All right? When we look in this, because you all get the opportunity to do it, but I like showing these better because you can see a lot of more things in here. But if you'll look at this as you pass it around, these little white worm looking things, that's the larvae and the pupae. And they're hard to see, but there's little white grains of rice down in there too. That's the actual eggs. They only stay eggs for 3 days. And then they hatch out, and then they start their transition into their growth and all that. They like to keep the hive between 95 and 98 degrees because of the brood, and that's year round. So I get asked this question all the time, so I'm just going to go ahead and answer it. Do they sleep? Sometimes, about 15, 20-minute naps a day. That's what they do. All right, they don't sleep long because they don't live long. All right, 30 days maybe during this time of the year. During the winter, they'll live up to 3 months. They have it's a different type of bee. So that's very scientific and complicated. We won't get into that. So as you pass this around, look at this. This has all stages. This has honey up here, capped honey. It has bee bread in it. It has larvae, and it has pupae, and it has eggs in it, and it also has honeybees on it. So as you can pass that around, and look at it, and you can see the little white worm-looking thing. And we're always looking for pearly white when we're inspecting for those. So pass that around. Does anybody want to see if they can find the queen on this one? See if you can find her.
I think I already found her.
Did you find her? All right. So we mark the queens. We mark them so that, one, they're easier to find, and we know how old they are. So every color has a different age, if you will. It goes by the last numbers of the year. So those are the female bees. Those are the worker bees. Here's a drone. See the big eyes?
How old is the...
And then that's the female worker bee right there. All right. That is a baby bee. See how you can tell it's got all kinds of fuzzy hair on it? That's a baby bee. Yeah. Yeah.
This one.
You want to pass that around? Look at that too. Look, you show everybody. This is a drone. That's a boy bee.
Yeah.
That's a
Big
boy bee. Yeah. That's a boy bee. And then the female worker
What's
bee.
on the other side?
All right. So let me ask you, what questions you have about bees
Do you have any questions about
before we start getting into them and looking at them?
Oh, go ask them.
We got.
How do bees collect honey?
They have a big long tongue. I won't tell you. So they have a big long tongue that it's almost like a straw. They stick down into the flower. They suck it up, and they have two stomachs, and they put it into the stomach that they don't put their food into. Right? When they come back, they literally spit it into another bee's mouth. All right, they suck it, they take it inside, they put it into the cell, all right, and that cell looks like an octagon. You know, you've seen the honeycomb, and I'll let you look at that. I've got one here. It's an older one, and you can look at it. But then they put the nectar into here, and if you'll notice when we look at them, they're outside flapping their wings, keeping that cool. They have to get the moisture out of the nectar to make it into honey. So it'd be like boiling down tree sap to make maple syrup.
That feels weird.
Pass that around if you want. Just don't break it. It's old and brittle like me.
Whoa, it has flower webs on it.
Those are not spider webs.
Honey! What are those?
There's no honey, but I'll get you some honey here in a minute. I promise you.
Yay! Yay!
What was your question?
Honey!
Did you have one? No, I think it was him.
Oh.
He was asking about how you make honey.
About honey? What other questions you have?
What is the purpose of honey to the bees?
That's what. Okay, they make two things and we call it their storeroom. All right. So they make honey and they make bee bread. And bee bread's where they take the pollen, they add honey, they add enzymes from the spit, and they create that, and that's what they live on all winter long.
Okay.
So it would be like us raising a garden in Canada, is what it is to them. And so that's what they live on, and that's why we don't rob everything off of
I
them.
was about to say, does it harm them for us taking it off?
It doesn't, because as beekeepers, we know how much we need to leave on there to be able to get them through. And then sometimes we will supplement feed to get them through the winter too. So it just depends. Like this past winter where it was so cold, we had them cold spells, we did have to supplemental feed.
Stop.
So
He
that's
told
to
us
keep
you weren't
them
listening.
calm. When we go into them, I will puff smoke on them, and I'll calm them down.
Told us you weren't listening.
Ready for us to go in. So sometimes it don't work either. My wife laughs at me all the time as I get stung a lot. But what else you got? You got any questions? What kind of questions you got? You're gonna have all kinds of them when we get over here and we get looking at them, right?
I'm about to. I've had enough.
You already had this one. I do have this one where you can look
Turn
at
around, paper.
so you can see the bee bigger and see
I
that.
was an ant!
There's an ant on that. That's all right. It'll be fine.
It's a big bee. Yeah! Honey!
All right. All right. So I'm going to show you some things that I use. All right. Before I get in there, I spray vinegar on me. Believe it or not, vinegar is one of the best things. You can keep ticks off of you. You can keep. You want
He's like,
some?
spray me.
Hold out your hand. There. Now rub it in. It won't hurt you, I promise. Ticks off of you, all that. Does anybody know what this is?
No.
This is called a hive tool. This is my special one. A friend of mine that's a blacksmith made me this.
Oh, it's stinging.
It's stinging,
Yeah.
but this is what we use to get in and break the hive open and pull things apart. This is called a hive tool,
No,
all right?
that stinks.
If y'all want to pass these around and look at them, they have propolis all over them. Propolis is what they use to keep their hive.
You just took my phone.
It's antibodies. They treat the inside of the hive. It's good for our gut health. Honey's good for us. Bee bread's for us. Good for us. All that good stuff. So,
Honey,
Got that? All right. Gloves I don't wear. They're just in here for looks for me. But I will carry this on me when I am in there. This is a queen cage. When I catch the queen, I put her in there so I don't hurt her. And I lay it on the hive. And then that way her attendant bees, because she's got a court. Has anybody ever watched any of the queens and the kings and how they've got a court of people that take care of them? She does too. She's got about 20 or 30 bees that take care of her all the time.
Can still get out.
No, she's too big to get out of there. Yep. But that's what I would put her in.
Give it back.
You're fine. You guys can look at it. Why do I need that flashlight? Because sometimes it's late at night when we get done working and we need extra light. What else you want to look at in there? I've got all kinds of stuff in there. That is, all right, since you're interested in that. That's a shim. We just use that to shim things up. So
What's this? What's everything?
that's all right.
What's this? What's this?
That's a spatula.
One at a time, kind of people.
It's hard to explain.
What is this?
So remember earlier we was talking about marking the queen? This is how we mark her.
Hey, he had a knife.
This year is blue, and we will put the
Put the
queen
sharp
in
end down.
here.
Hey, he had a knife.
Hold on, man. Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
What is
That.
it for? What is it?
Probably something I shouldn't have had in here for you.
What is it?
That is a entrance reducer. I will show you that. That is a hammer. That's a knife. Let's put that back in there. That zip ties.
What is this?
So I'm gonna tell you, as you've been a beekeeper as long as we do, you don't. I don't have enough stuff.
What is it? What is it?
It's a spatula. Huh? For an entrance reducer.
What's this like that?
I can only answer it. You want me to answer this question? That's a hive tool. Hive tool. Hive tool. That's what that is. That's all right. All right. So this is how we mark the queen. We put the. I don't. I just pick her up, daughter, and put it back in there. But when you're inexperienced in marking queens, you would put her in here. You close this shut. You push this up a little bit to where it holds her still. Take the paint dot and put the paint dot on her, and then
It's right there.
you let her out.
It's not worried about you.
That's how that's used. All right. And this is an entrance reducer, so we can reduce the entrance in the winter so that mice love to get up inside of them. Because it's so warm in there, they like to get up inside of them and build a nest at the bottom. So we put these in there in the winter so that they will stay out of there. I don't care if you lose the other ones, but that one right there, that's special to me.
If you're going to get a hive, do you want to keep it in full sun?
I just told you, you're not listening to me.
Nope.
All right.
She had a question.
Who? Yes.
If you are thinking about getting a hive and placing it, do you want it in full sun or shade or?
So you want it to get the morning sun. You want it to be right off the bat. There's lots of people out there that will say
Y'all
it
leave the
needs to be
sharp stuff
facing
alone.
southeast, it needs to be that, it needs to be whatever. Look at our hives right here. I've got them pointing everywhere, right? It don't matter which direction that they're, that's their probiotics. We give them medicine just like us, but we point them every direction. It is good that they get shade in the hot part of the day.
What is this for?
I'll put it back. It's not candy, I promise you. It doesn't taste good at all. Right out in your mouth. But to fully answer your question, just make sure that they get the morning sun. That'll wake them up quicker and it'll get them to work. And then if you can get them in a good shade and a windbreak for the winter, those types of things, I will recommend anybody that's ever wanting to do a beekeeping, that's called Swarm Commander. He's fine. But spend the first year learning about bees as much as you can. Reading, get a mentor, please. A good mentor. Don't get
God, do you want
somebody
this in the
who,
car?
like I said,
I
who
would not. I would
has
not.
only been doing it for 2 or 3 years and they think they know everything there is about it. Well, I'll tell you why. Sometimes I have to clip the wings of the queen
Why do you put your foot
so they don't fly away.
there? Yeah, the flower. Why do you have scissors?
I just told you.
In one
was-
ear,
you,
out
you
the
were
other.
up to the next question, wasn't you?
You don't know.
But yeah, get a mentor,
Yeah.
learn a lot.
Yeah.
There's lots of good mentors around here, and get into your local bee association. Now, I will tell you something about beekeepers. If you ask 12 beekeepers one question, you're going to get about 20 or 30 different answers. And that's okay, because every one of these bee colonies here, you have to treat differently. All right? It's just like kids. You can't, some kids you can, you know, I've been a coach of girls volleyball for years, just retired. And you know, some of them I could yell at, and they were fine. Some of them, if I yelled at, they broke down on me, right? So it's the same thing over here. So, did you say you lived in St. Albans? We're over here a lot. You're welcome to come over anytime. There's also a lady over in St. Albans named Barb Markham. She is one of the heads of the West Virginia Women's Beekeeper Association, and they will not let men into it. So they just won't. She told me, she said, you can sit in the background of our Zoom meeting, but you cannot talk. I was like, okay. But Shanda King, our state apiarist, she also is very involved in that too. So that may be something that you look up on Facebook and get involved with them too. Or like I said, we're over here quite often. You're welcome to come over anytime.
If you live out in the woods and you want to start doing bees,
Okay, yes,
are there
ma'am.
certain animals that will mess with them?
Bears,
Bears?
yeah, bears will.
Are bears attracted to it?
Attracted to the bees. That's what they want, the protein. And then they get in there and they get that sweet taste. Like, yeah, I found something good here. If you put, they do have electric fences just for bees that you can buy that are out of like a bee catalog, if you will, and they do work well with them. Skunks are like them, but all they do is they stand on the front of the beehive and they just scoop the bees in there.
Hey, what is this?
That's my EpiPen in case I get stung. So if I get stung and fall down, you take that and you stab me with it, all right?
You have to have an EpiPen for it.
So I'm allergic to the wasp family, which is yellow jackets and all those folks. And I found that out 2 years ago. I had been stung thousands of times by every bee you could think of. I got stung on the back of my neck, and my wife was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was having
I was curious why you was allergic.
And if anybody else would get stung, I've always got one here, so seriously. I've got one here and there's one in the building. So, bless you. Are you hot? Thankfully, we're not standing over there in the sun.
Do you do like classes on beekeeping?
We do. We do workshops over here to where usually, I think it's the third Saturday of certain months that we'll do them. And sometimes we'll bring in speakers, sometimes we do.
I'm hot
Yeah,
too, and you
we
being
do
always
that.
making
We
me
mentor, we'll help, whatever you need.
And if someone was interested in setting up like their
Stop.
would you?
We have helped, this past week, we've helped 2 or 3
And I
people
said
already set up with their own bees. Again, spend the first year learning. That's the best thing I can tell you. Learn. There's a ton of good folks out there that you can read on a lot of good YouTubers that have different things. We have a YouTube that we teach off of. It's Hillbilly Hippie Honeybees, just like our business name. We just started it in January just to try to help people in our area. We will help you. If we have the bees, we don't have them right now, but if we have the bees, we'll even sell you the bees. And those of you that are dressed, come on in. Come straight back here with me. Those of you that aren't, and you guys can take turns coming in and out of here. Stand from that post all the way around here, because I'm going to open this up and you guys will be able to look in here and see. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to let them know we're coming in, all right? So we're going to give them a little smoke. See how it makes them skirmish? This is called a horizontal hive, okay? And so the top on this one lifts just like this. And look,
Callum.
you can see the bees. Can you see the bees? Yeah. Watch this. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it
You
easier.
see
for
with
you.
your
Look right
eyes,
there.
not your hands.
See that?
I can't because I'm all the way back here. Whoa.
I'll stand out of the way before we get into them so everybody can walk around here and see.
They're so cute. I mean, I can see them from the top. They're so cute.
So again, this is a Langstriff horizontal hive, and it builds out this way. For a lot of people that just want to do it for a hobby, this is probably a good way to go. Because look, you're just opening this lid up, you take the covers off, you go through one at a time. Versus over here, this is a regular Langstriff hive that you got to take the supers off to get down into the brood chamber. And we might look at all of them real quick, but I figured this one was very good.
Why is there a bee book in there?
Because we keep a log on everything that we do, so that we know what's going on. Look, if the bees start coming at you, and there's always that possibility, don't start swatting at them, please.
I mean, I have this on.
Just put your hands around your face, bend down like this, and back away, and they'll normally. All right.
This is a little too big for me.
I know this one's a little bit big on me too.
This is a little too big for me.
All right, here we go.
My hair is in my way. My hair is
So we're gonna let them know we're coming in.
I have asthma, you know.
Do you?
Yes. This is Debbie.
I'm gonna get into
you're fine, sweetie.
here. Real good.
Honestly, I don't care if they start landing on me because they're cute. Yeah, they're cute. They're very, very. I mean, I'm in this. So. Are they done? I'll be next to you.
I know. Isn't that cool?
Really? I saw some over there. I would be as careful as you can. Don't touch them too. That's a lot. I bet you a lot of them are just trying to sting you. That's fun. I can't sting it.
Hold on, Matt.
Cool.
Get in there here.
I don't have to sting. Holy moly.
All right.
Oh my god!
Don't press hard.
Oh no, my shoes coming off.
Okay, so this is a good frame that shows you. We got a queen cell starting. So this is what happens. See this big long cell that looks like a peanut?
Yeah.
They're creating a queen cell. There is a queen egg in there. So what that means is they're getting overpacked and they're getting ready to swarm. So what we will need to end up doing is we will have to come down here and look at it for swarm control. But I don't know if you can see it. Don't touch, but hold on a second. See
So that
right
means
inside
another
here?
queen is like forming.
Yeah, she's forming right now inside there. It's not capped yet, but she's in the pupae stage.
Oh my gosh, that smoke
So
on
will
my
you just
nose
like,
hole.
what will you do with her?
So what we will likely do is we'll get in here and we'll find the queen that's in here, and we'll remove her and put her in what we call a nuke. And then we will create another colony out of her and let them naturally do their things. So there's actually two. There's one there, and here's one that's capped over. Look right here. There's actually two. If everybody wants to come around and look at a queen cell, that one's capped, that one's capped.
Oh, they're so cool.
This one here
Holy moly, that's
is not capped, and if you look inside of it, you can see the larva.
Where's the capped one?
On the other
On
side.
the other side, there's the uncapped one right there. And then the these two look like peanuts.
So they come
Yes. If they're up in here, they would be called superseder cells. That means they're going to kill her and supersede her. And then these down here are called swarm cells. All right, but you got your honey here. These that are these are drone cells. See how large they are? They're in between that and that. And then these right here are worker cells.
all of those have like larvae.
Yes. Larvae, and you can see nectar in there. You see the clear shiny? That's
It's
nectar.
okay. It's keeping you safe.
Okay, so look here, guys. So
That's a lot.
you have nectar in there, you have honey, all right? All those different things, okay? So I'm gonna put this one back in and get another one out. Let me get in here.
I just want to be going on. I hate it.
Do.
Everything he needs to know.
I mean, I do like bugs. I like butterflies and ladybugs. I mean, I literally say can I?
All right, this one, hey. Here's the supersedure cell, queen cell, and a bunch of larvae in here you can see.
I can't see.
All right, so look, here's a come up in here.
What the?
See all the white in there? See all the different, there's eggs, there's all kinds of stuff in there. See, there's another queen
They
cell.
just crawled through the underside. I want to touch it.
Here,
A bee is carrying a dead bee.
they won't stay in your hand.
He was flying.
I'm telling you they won't.
I
That's a
feel
male
stuff-
bee, that's a giant.
I feel stuff in my hair.
They're pretty big bees.
Hello, Mr. Bee.
I was supposed to see, she might be on here if you let me look.
Guys.
Do you see all the white larvae in there?
Where?
See the little worms?
Hello.
Oh, in the cells? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip it around and show you.
They're
There's all
like right
stages
there.
here. So you have larvae, pupae, and eggs.
What's this up here?
He's laying on like the side
That's
here.
honey.
That's the honey.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bee on me. Okay.
You're
All
safe.
right.
Just don't swat it.
Do you see all the white larvae in there? See the little worms?
Hello.
Oh, in the cells? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip it around and show you. There's all stages here. So you have larvae, pupae, and eggs.
I think there's bees laying on like the side
That's
here.
honey.
Oh, there's a bee on me. Okay.
You're safe.
All right.
Just don't swat it.
I won't.
These may.
In my face.
I'm looking at these. These might have already swarmed
What
actually.
about this? Can I take this one? No. Oh my god. Guys, come over here.
This one's easier to see the
Way over
larvae.
here.
All right. And then in here you can see. You might be able to see it better there.
I can see. Do you see them, Christina? They're like in those, in between. Oh, yeah. No, I do. No, I can. Pick it up on here. Yeah.
Whenever you want them to switch out, feel free.
Hey, Callum, you
Ah,
want to let somebody else have a turn?
queen's not in here. So they have already swarmed. Uh-oh, someone's getting stung. Come in here, let's look at this. You see the bees? Can you see them? Can you? Now look, these are baby cat brood. They're not hatched yet. You see the white worms in there? That is baby that has started to grow. Let me see if I can find the ones I had with me.